which looks to be a large throw switch that's currently in the left-hand position, and you'll be able to grab a hold of it and move it to the right-hand position. At the end of this alcove is what looks like a rack on this other side of the room. And there seems to be dozens and dozens of small hooks. And hanging from one of the small hooks is a silver key. And there is an iron portcullis.
Go get the others bullshit.
There's an iron portcullis that prevents you from moving from this square into this square that's in the way.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, go ahead and put your armor in the bag and come on over. I think there's more stuff to do over here.
All right.
So, guys, we're talking about 10 minutes to doff your armor, then 10 minutes to put it back on.
Right. You don't mind waiting 20 minutes?
Nope.
Alex lights a cigarette.
Okay.
I'm shy. All right. I'll do that. Then put my armor back on.
Okay. The greaves and the pauldrons and what have you.
And the metal cod piece.
Oh, that's the most important part of the armor.
It's like, have you ever been kicked in the dick in a fight? Gus has.
Steiner's metal boxer shorts.
So what do we got here?
Yeah, I'll review everything we've seen.
So to refresh, 11 is the aquarium room with the sunken ship. 8 is the blacksmith forge. 9 you have not been in, but Alex reports like scary raw chaos magic. And 10 is the room that has the throw switch, the portcullis, and the key hanging on the far end of the wall.
So, off the top of my head, assuming that... So, it's safe to assume that every room we've been in has been a trap, right? Like this, we're all in agreement there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, even like this treasure room down here. But of the rooms we've been in, I would say that 11 has the most is the most likely candidate for the Kodrashi Fort, because, and the reason I say that is because we don't know anything about Lord Taker. What if he's one of those weird people that likes themed rooms? Since, you know, this room was themed sex, maybe this room is themed Osprey.
And the blacksmith's forge?
Themed blacksmith.
You think he's a blacksmith?
No, I think each room is themed. And like maybe it's themed about like what's in the room. I don't know. All I'm saying is ocean, boat.
No,
Osprey.
I get you.
All right.
That's a good observation. Blacksmith?
Well,
Maybe
apparently
you
he
know
likes
blacksmith.
apparently he likes a good hammering.
I mean, we've got the key, right? Like the key is the most obvious thing that we should be trying to do. Like, should we just do the obvious thing to start?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, hey, Brooke, I actually have a question that I meant to think back, and none of us looked, so if we... Did this portal we came in, did it completely close, or was it still open?
The way portals work is when you hold the key to the portal, it stays open for 6 seconds. Any creature that is only halfway in the portal, it has a 50-50 chance of which side it arrives on. So if you're halfway through the portal when it closes, there's a 50% chance the portal will suck you in and a 50% chance it'll spit you back out.
Okie dokie.
What's next?
I feel like we're all incredibly being too cautious.
No.
Well,
I'm
have you
thinking-
seen where that key is?
So it's on the other side of a portcullis, right?
It's on the other side
Yeah,
of portcullis. Some tender hooks or something, right? Or
Correct.
basically.
The obvious idea is to try and throw the switch, and I can try to do it from a distance, but I don't know if I don't know if my magic is gonna have the strength to do it.
Oh, you do have a mage hand, don't you?
Yep. Lucius sends out the hand and attempts to pull the switch over to the left.
Is your mage hand invisible?
Oh, know if it is or not. I think it's only like a
Not by default.
arcane trickster.
I'm assuming it's a spectral thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
like the psionic mage hand is invisible. But...
so
Yeah.
you send the hand forward, and as soon as it touches the switch, you feel the magic connection between you and the hand break, and you're no longer able to control it. And the hand spins around in midair, and it flips you the bird. Roll initiative.
Well, now that's very rude.
It's your hand, dude.
I don't have
that's
to.
fair.
Why are you flipping us off with your flying hand there, Lucius?
I'm not
Is
gonna
it-
answer until I have.
Is that what he's doing? All right, I got a... All right. Connor, you're up first.
Do I know that the hand has hostile intent?
It's flipping you off.
Yeah, but that could mean anything. Like, I've flipped off Lucius before. Doesn't mean I'm going to, say, smack him in the head with a hammer, try to kill him.
So you don't do anything?
Yeah, why would I?
Okay. It's going to bring us to Lucius. You are not in control of the hand.
I'm going to attempt to use my action to control the hand, to exert control over the hand.
Okay, to no avail.
And then I'll say, okay, something in this room has taken over that hand.
Moving or staying put?
I am going to back away from the hand. I've never lost control of magic like this before. This is new to me, and I don't like it.
It's going to bring us to Gustavo.
I'm going to approach the hand and try to talk to the hand.
Talked.
No, I'm just joking.
Talk the hand.
I'm going to go in the room,
Okay.
and the hand looks the same as it did before.
Looks like Lucius's typical spectral mage hand.
Okay.
It's flipping you the bird.
I'm going to go for it. I'm going to hit the hand with my hammer.
Okay.
I'm going to hit it with my... Yeah. Does a 16 hit the hand?
16 does hit.
Okay. That's the wrong dice. And this is a booming blade, sorry.
Okay.
6 and... So that's 11 magical bludgeoning and 3 thunder.
Okay. You bring the hammer down through the hand, and as you swipe through it, it just completely dissipates into the air as though vapor, and you no longer see it.
Right. Then I'm going to walk over. Are we still on initiative?
No, you just killed the monster.
Right. That monster's worth like 500 or 600 experience, right?
No. Of course not.
I sense a loophole. All right. Nobody touch that.
Regrettable.
Feeling whoever touches that loses control. Could just be a magic thing.
It stole
I don't
the
think we
magic
should find
from
out.
me. It stole the magic from me. I don't know if that's the... Listen. If we're going to get to the bottom of this situation, we can't continue to be so skittish about things. We're going to have to take risks.
All right, you
I-
grab the thing, as Connor says, drawing his bow out.
Gus is
Go ahead.
okay. And he flips the switch.
So guys,
No,
you
I-
grab the switch, you pull it over to the right, and two things happen simultaneously. The first thing is that the iron portcullis here retracts into the ceiling. The second thing is that an iron portcullis closes you into the alcove you're standing in.
Excellent. That's,
Oh.
that's distressing.
That's gonna
But
stick
now
his hand through the bars.
Okay, and you reach through the bars. I mean, the bars are too tight together for any of you to squeeze through, but you can put your hand through.
Fine. I just want to make sure that I can, stick my hand.
Don't
through
do
the
anything, Gustavus. Lucius is going to go over and attempt to snatch the key from the hook.
And you take the key, and looking at it, it has a triangular cross section
Okay.
rather than the typical shape of teeth at the end of the key.
And then Lucius will leave the room.
Bye, Gus.
It was
Okay, Gustavus, try throwing the switch back the other way.
Gus pulls out a can and like a cup and he starts banging it across the. Yeah, I'll
So,
try
focus.
moving the to the neutral position.
I mean, there's not a neutral position. You swing it left or right.
Oh, well, the opposite, the left then.
And you move it back to the left, and nothing happens.
Ah, okay. Welp. I can see out here, right?
Yeah, you can see through the bars.
Okay, I'm gonna Misty Step in the square.
Oh, can you see out the door, you mean?
Yes.
If you can draw a line from your square to that square without hitting a wall that goes directly through this door, yeah. See, you're hitting a wall
Door.
there.
Yeah. It's so okay. Well, then I'll Misty Step to this square.
Okay. And you attempt to, and you expend the spell, and you feel yourself dissolve into mist, just like you're accustomed to. But instead of flowing forward, nothing happens. And after a moment, you just re-solidify behind the bars. And you were warned about this.
What?
Oh, yeah. They told you if they were able to simply teleport away, they would have done so.
Right.
Yeah.
Out of that room over there. So this is what Gus is gonna do. He's gonna turn around, right?
Mhm.
He's gonna flip the switch repeatedly.
Just back and forth. And when you do, you realize there's much less resistance than there was the first time you pulled it to the right. It's almost as though the mechanism inside was tripped once and it was a one-time deal. And now the switch just kind of hinges freely back and forth.
Maybe you can get a little bit of elbow grease, bend the bars.
Can I? Yeah. Can I? How heavy are the bars?
They look relatively heavy. You won't know until you try.
Okay. Is there a? I don't know about bending them because even then I am wearing my armor, but I can pass the armor through, I guess.
Destil, does it make you sad to hear a person who's played D&D with us the past couple of years say that? I don't know about bending bars. Ah. Back in the good old days, a character literally had a stat called bending bars and lifting gates. That was exactly useful in this situation.
Right. So Gus is going to
Good.
reach down. Is there to try to lift the bars up?
Well, you saw the bars descend from the ceiling, so if you wanted to open it, you'd have to get some leverage and use your strength to lift them up. Yes, that is a thing you can attempt.
Right. Yes. So I'm lifting with my knees and not my back.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw.
That's not a strength check.
That is a 13.
A 13. Take 22 points of lightning damage as you grip the bottom of the bar. You attempt to, lifting up with all your force, but the bars electrify and send shocking lightning through your body, coursing through. And you realize for a moment you're not able to let go of the bars. You just have to, your muscles all tighten up and clench together. You just ride the wave for a moment. And then the electricity dissipates. And you're kind of slumped over backwards, and you realize you're no longer holding the bars.
Can I use a reaction to cast? I mean,
You can't use a reaction. We're not on initiative.
right.
You don't have a reaction to use.
Gotcha. I was just wondering because I was going to try and use absorb elements to not take 22 points of damage.
Oh, you can cast absorb elements. That's fine.
Right.
It's just if you're not on initiative, you don't have a reaction. That doesn't mean you can't do the actions you need a reaction to do. Like, it just means you're casting the spell. You have to declare that you're doing it.
Okay. Well, apparently I took 11 points of damage because I have resistance for that.
Okay.
And now if I attack anything in the next 6 seconds, I can do an additional 1d6 points of electric damage.
There's only one creature in the room to attack.
I mean, I don't think it says a creature.
Oh. You just discharge the electricity angrily into the switch.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. And you guys watch this bright spectacle play out, and now Gus is slightly smoked.
Ow.
Connor is looking flatly at Lucius.
What do you want me to do?
You said we're the ones that need to be less cautious about things.
Gus sits down and then just kind of puts his pack down and like lays down. He's like, "Fine, you guys figured this out."
Okay, you lay down on the ground.
And if this is gonna
So
take more than an hour, Gus is gonna try and take a short rest.
The bars are really, really close together, right? We can't put your hand through them.
You can reach your arm through, but there's no space for you to squeeze through them. Like, you can't physically move through these bars if you're a solid object.
It didn't electrocute me when I touched them. It was just lifting them that electrocuted me.
You could reach through the bars and give Gus a reassuring pat on the shoulder.
And I do that. I'm not giving him a cure wounds though, because I'm going to save those spell slots.
All right.
It's fair. What's next?
I am infuriated by this. Like, Lord Taker is a fuck.
Yeah, seems to be.
Nothing good comes of getting to level 18, ever.
Not in a good kind of way. Anyway, Gustavus will do everything we can to get you out of there.
I believe in you, Lucius.
And what's next?
I'm not gonna try and bend the bars because if I take another shot like that, I'll be down, and then I'll be unconscious on the other side of these bars. That would be bad.
That would probably be bad, yes.
So, Alexander, what are you thinking for magic here? This chaos magic?
I think magic. Oh, for the chaos mat.
Yeah. What are you thinking? What do you think is going to happen when I open this door?
Chaos. It's pretty self-evident. Like it's just gonna be random bullshit.
All right. All right. Let's stand clear of the door. Hold on. I was gonna try.
Last time you did that, we had to kill the hand.
Are you really opening that? Okay. Connor closes this door.
So Scrappy's open. So Connor, you're closing the door and staying in here. So
Yes,
Scrappy's
I'm
opening the
staying
door. Lucius and Alex, you can both see into the room, correct?
Into
I
which
am
room?
staying with my bro.
Into room 9. When
Gustavus.
Scrappy opens the door.
Yeah.
I'm guessing 9 is this door that's beyond this room.
One Scrappy's about to open.
Yep.
So Alex and Lucius, I need you to make an opposed intelligence check.
Fun.
Okay. That's Alexander will probably win this one. That's an 11.
17.
Scrappy opens up the door. And the door opens into a about 15 by 15 foot room. And Alex, you were actually right about what's in the room. It is piles and piles of stinky, actual, literal bullshit. Shit from a bull. We're talking bovine feces. Piles of it. And there's a little shovel sticking out of the largest pile.
Yay, classy, Lord Taker.
So, why did you close the door on them?
Because they're opening the infinite chaos door, and
What?
I want nothing to do with it. I know.
Let's start
I know.
shaking the bars. I'm trying to.
You're grabbing the bars again to shake them?
I'm not
You
like
are-
trying to lift them up or anything. Like I just
No,
grab
but-
the bar. What?
You're grabbing the bars. Make a Constitution saving throw.
God dang it!
Oh, Gus.
18.
18. Your resist elements is not up anymore. Is that correct?
No, but I can do it again if I have to.
11 points of lightning damage, which you can cut in half for passing the save. And you can remain grasping the bars if you want, instead of being thrown backwards after the lightning courses through you.
Well, I guess since I have them, I'll go ahead and try to bend them.
So go ahead and apply 5 points of lightning damage.
Yep.
And then give me a strength athletics check.
Can I?
Yes, if you want to grab the bars and help.
Yeah.
Okay, make a constitution saving throw.
This may be bad. Actually, no, I won't, because
Okay.
I might make things worse in trying to help him.
Non-cipher bonus.
Non-cipher bonus. We are in single, though, but non-cipher bonus.
Are you? Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah, we could be anywhere at this point.
We're in the elemental plane of bullshit.
Gus, how did your strength athletics go?
Strength athletics, that is a 15.
15. With great effort, and I mean, you're straining your muscles, but you do manage to lift the portcullis up just enough that you can squeeze underneath it. And you roll over to the other side, and it comes crashing down again behind you.
All right. That deserves a cure wounds, I think.
Gus is twitching a little bit.
Lucius, give me an Arcana check, please.
Arcana check. Absolutely, sir. Let's see.
8 hit points.
16.
So you and Alex were pontificating on what's on the other side of this door, and you both sensed strong chaos magic that you likened to the elemental chaos, which you've studied during your time at Tylistus App, surely.
Yeah.
And when Connor asked what's in the room, Alex said, just a bunch of bullshit. Then you open the door, and inside of the door, which is a room that's supposed to contain primal chaos, contains actual bullshit. The gears are turning in your head. You're pretty sure that Alex shaped the chaos stuff in the room into bullshit with his thoughts.
Alexander, you just willed bullshit into existence.
Oh, okay.
Please will it into something else, because that smell is horrid.
Yeah, so let's close the door. Scrappy can close the door.
Okay.
You know what? I bet that room is filled with solutions to all the puzzles in this dungeon. And Scrappy opens the door.
Lucius and Alex make an opposed intelligence check.
15.
24.
Okay. Opening the door this time, there is the plain empty room, and in the center of the room is a bound leather tome.
Connor knocks on the door. I don't know if they can hear it.
They can hear it on the other. If you knock on the inside of the door, they can hear it on your side.
Lucius swings the door open. Yes. Oh!
Ah! No, close it! I don't want to see into the infinite chaos.
It's nothing in there now. It looks like a book in there. It's not like... Yeah.
What?
This is... Alexander is exerting his will upon the
Infinite chaos.
the stuff within and is creating something, and Lucius steps into the room.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Explain.
His mind is making it real.
Oh. Why didn't you ask it for the Kodrashi fork?
Lucius looks at the book and cracks it open.
Lucius, opening the book, it's incredibly detailed, very, very arcane schematics for a wide variety, dozens of traps and puzzle rooms. Some of them detailing rooms that you've seen and situations you've been in. Some of them detailing rooms that you haven't. To find the actual solution you're looking for, you're going to have to actually put some time into studying this tome. It's very dense. And it's
Alexander, I think you just willed the blueprints for this place into existence.
Anything happening to you now that you're in there?
No?
I say we don't close the door.
Probably for the best.
Hey, Alex, why don't you
Yeah.
park Scooby down in front of the door as a doorstop?
Sure.
Yeah.
I could have Connor do something so bad right now.
No, listen. Closing the door did not help when we were in our first adventure with Connor. It's not going to help in this adventure.
So Lucius, what's next?
Yeah, Lucius is calling for Alexander to make sense of these schematics.
Ooh, what does it say about the food room? Can we get those people out?
Sure. I'll step into the room.
Okay. Lucius, are
I'll
you
help.
looking up the food room?
That's probably a good place to start, sure.
Okay. The book is written in Gnomish. Do you speak Gnomish?
Yes.
Well, just Lucius, I'm asking.
No.
Okay. You realize the book is written in Gnomish, but you can find the room you're looking for on the schematics.
I'll show the book to Alexander.
I mean, can I take the book from him? Does he like, if I reach out and nothing's controlling your mind right now, like if I can just hold the book maybe?
Nothing's controlling your mind.
Read it?
Nothing's controlling my mind, at least as far as I'm aware.
You hand the book over, and as you do, for a moment, it looks as though the book was like covered in something sticky that stuck to it as it passes from your hands into Alex. But you realize what was happening was the stuff the book is made of is starting to meld with the stuff that makes up your hands, to the point where you couldn't tell where your hand ended and the book began. And once Alex took the book from you, there was a moment where it was like stretched cheese or Play-Doh. And then your
Lucius.
fingers snap back to their regular shapes, and the book snaps back to its regular shape as well.
Lucius cringes, like, steps back against the wall over here and starts, like, instinctively, like, wiping his hands, trying to, like, what the fuck was that?
Wiping his hands
You okay?
where?
Like, on his trousers and whatnot.
And the same thing happens. So some kind of stickiness on your hands, and when you pull them away for a moment, it looks like I said, like stretched cheese or Play-Doh, where you can't tell where your hand ends and your trousers begin until both snap back into place.
Alexander, let's clear the room.
I mean, is there anything in this book about how to solve the food
Clear
room?
the room, Alexander. Clear the room.
Are you bringing the book with you?
No, I'm checking to see if there's anything in there about solving the food room for a minute.
There's lots of detailed information about the food room, why it exists, how the various magics that keep it in place work, but it's going to take more than a few seconds to get an understanding of it. You're going to be spending at least a few minutes reading over it.
Yeah, Alex starts looking for where the portal out of there goes.
What is Lucius doing during this moment?
Lucius is insisting Alexander to get the hell out of the room.
He doesn't. He's staying in there and he's reading the book.
Would Connor know what's wrong with Lucius, or was those like actions too subtle?
Well, Lucius was doing that while he was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, would it be safe to say you thought it was just fey magic?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Lucius is definitely
yes.
worrying in his hands, but he hasn't specifically said what the trouble is yet. Are any of you doing anything over the course of the next couple minutes while Alex reads up this trap?
If you're looking at Lucius as an outside observer, it's kind of like, you know, if somebody who's a real arachnophobe suddenly like bumbled into cobwebs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like that's the kind of manner that Lucius is acting in right now.
Alex, here is more than you've ever wanted to know about the feast room. The feast room exists as a loophole because it is the nature of Sigil that you cannot hold anyone prisoner, you cannot lock anything up, nothing stays caged, nothing stays secured for very long. It is with this nature in mind that Lord Taker built his vault. So when thieves inevitably broke in, no matter how secure he makes it, Sigil itself would change shape and change form to make it more and more easily accessible the more and more he tried to lock people out. So, he decided instead of treating these people like prisoners or thieves, he would treat them like guests. He laid layers of magic to make sure that food and potable water spoiled very quickly. He placed powerful magics in place to ensure things like teleportation couldn't work, things like Goodberry, things like Tiny Hut and whatnot. And then he provides a room that provides everything you need to live for as long as you care to be in there. Once the room contains more than 7 people, the breathable space of the room, the air starts to seep out, slowly suffocating anyone inside. That only stops once one of those people goes through the hole in the room. The hole is a natural portal that Lord Taker keeps open. The mechanism, the key of it is simply contact with air. So as long as there's air in the room, the portal remains open. However, it's a wandering portal. It's one of the most chaotic wandering portals in Sigil. What that means is its destination changes very rapidly and in a way that is not... there's no pattern to that anybody can tell. It lists some of the places that Lord Taker knows the portal goes based on experimentations, but it says that this is by no means an exhaustive list. The idea is that people that break into his vault will eventually be forced into this room, and it prevents the people in the room from stacking up too much. Once there are 8 people in, one of them has to go through the hole or all of them die. So far, this has worked. As far as Lord Taker is concerned, this means he's not holding anybody prisoner. He's not holding anybody against their will. He's making sure there is an exit to the place that anybody can take at any time. And so far, it seems to be working for him, because all of his treasures remain intact and people are unable to steal from his vault.
He has really turned into Rowan Darkwood. This is incredible.
Well, the difference is in Rowan Darkwood's day, Sigil did not have as part of its axiomatic nature that you couldn't lock a door. He could just have a steel vault and put like an arcane lock on it and be fine.
Liberation says you're welcome, guys.
And does the book, Alex, does it actually like have like an index of where like the treasures are?
I haven't started looking for that yet.
Nothing in there about treasures because you said a solution to all the puzzles in this vault.
Oh, wait. Are you guys out of that room?
Yeah. And
Okay.
you need to be out of that one.
Oh, is there something wrong?
Something was bleeding over. Like, I couldn't tell where my arm was starting and ending the book. It things.
Are you
Confusion.
Are you melting? Were you saying you were melting? Alex, are you melting?
Alex, you
My
do not
mouse-
appear to be melting, no.
That look fine.
Do I look like I'm melting?
You look at your hands, they look normal.
Isn't that what you
Let's start reading up on the... I'm going to start reading up on the room with all the smithing tools.
Okay? The creature that lives in the room is called a Tophet. It's basically a living furnace. It's a furnace golem. The way it works is it comes to life when you stoke the fires inside. As the heat and flame travel up the chimney through the thing's head and out of its cranium, that's what powers it, brings it to life. The reason it's there is to do various kinds of smithing work, obviously. And it is there by choice. Lord Keeper is not keeping it against its will. In fact, he can't. It's not possible.
Okay.
So it's essentially a guardian in his blacksmith that also is the forge and can do all of the work the blacksmith needs to be able to do.
What about the room with the keyholes?
The room with the keyholes seems to be your ultimate destination. You see the 3 keyholes drawn in the schematic. One is the triangle. One is an interlocking clockwise and counterclockwise spiral. And one is the shape of a human skull.
Mm-hmm.
When the 3 keys are placed into the keyholes, it will cause a torrent of water to gush into the room, out the door, and down the slope, making the world's most fun water slide. Contact with the water at the archway at the end, the archway that you came through, will open a portal to the lower layer of the vault, where you will be swept through on the water.
Alex, before you
Yeah.
ask anything else, you still not melting?
No, I'll put the book down and step out of the room.
You set the book down,
Just to check.
and you step out of the room. But no, you don't appear to be melting. You didn't have any trouble setting the book down.
Okay. Ask it about the room the book is in. Well, not
Sure,
that-
I'll find its self-index.
Yeah.
You find a tinier version of the same book. You open it to the same page, and inside is even a tinier version of the same book. It's a room containing chaos matter. Chaos matter is a very, very highly magical and highly potent form of matter that is neither liquid nor solid nor gas, that exists natively only on the plane of limbo. And it can only exist off limbo in a particular kind of stasis that this room is designed with. The nature of chaos matter is that one can shape it. And the more powerful one's intellect is, the more they can shape it into whatever they desire. But the moment they cease concentrating on it, it'll dissolve back into chaos matter. There's a warning listed that if a person were to come into contact with chaos matter that is not the person concentrating on it, that the chaos matter will leak out of its main form and into whatever the thing that came into contact. And by this way, another object could lose its shape entirely and will eventually devolve into chaos matter itself. And this appears to be what's happening to Lucius, because he touched the book while you were concentrating on it.
Is he actually dissolving currently?
Not currently.
It's not touching it. Great. Let's it's the 3 keyholes. I'm gonna see if there's anything in here about like any areas we haven't found yet. Like not aside from the ones beyond those 3 keyholes.
There's no way to know, because there's lots and lots more areas listed in this schematic than there are doors that you've seen. And you were also told by the people in the feast room that their stories didn't match. So it's almost as though each group of thieves that attempts to break into the vault gets a different selection of rooms. So in other words, you can look something up, but you can't reverse look up. You have to know what you're looking for in order to get an answer.
I mean, let's look at the boat room then.
Okay. This will be the last answer I give tonight, because I just realized that we're 10 minutes over. Looking at the boat room, it's neither a model nor a real ship. It's a little of both, actually. If you were to break the pane of glass or pass through it somehow and find yourself in the water and move towards the ship, you would shrink in proportion to how close to the ship you swim. Once you get all the way into the ship, you'll be of a size that the ship looks like a real galleon. You get a layout and schematic of the inside of the ship, a map of the upper decks and lower decks, and it's just a bunch of material you would find in a sunken ship. Broken rigging, the bodies of dead sailors and whatnot, all constructed to appear to be real. 2 things of note is that the ship contains a skull-shaped key, and a dragon turtle lives there.
Of course it does.
I'm going to work on the assumption that everybody knows what a dragon turtle is, having lived in Dunfoss. There are lots and lots of sailor stories of the dragon turtle.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lucius,
Yes.
here's the deal.
What's the deal?
As long as you're concentrating, as in using your concentration slot, your hands will stay your hands. If you concentrate on anything else or you fail a concentration check, your hands will not be your hands anymore. Somebody else can maintain concentration on your hands instead.
I remember
the good old days.
From the chaos from the Planescape campaign. I remember this.
Dude, the chaos stuff and the chaos beasts are some of my favorite elements from the setting. So if you thought we were doing a single adventure and not having chaos stuff,
I hate this so much.
I told you not to open the chaos door.
he did.
The plane of infinite chaos.
So the way that LC Clone fixed this in the last campaign was he had to find a racist Gitzerai who basically pulled it out of his brain, out of his body, and then made him drink it. I remember this.
All right, I'm going to set up a straw poll, and I'm going to go dark so I can figure out your experience. If you guys want to start thinking about your blips, I'll be right back.
All right, who was the most creative today?
Well, I think it's got to go to the chaos pit. Whoever thought about, think about the solution to the entire dungeon.
That was
And the chaos
Alexander.
pit.
That was Alexander.
So Alexander.
Who furthered the party's goals the most today?
I believe we were giving it to Gus for murdering
Oh,
Yashnars.
yeah, Schnars.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Who's a badass?
Fine, I'll give it to Lucius for Lucius has been taking point a lot in this dungeon.
Okay. And intangible. Who's intangible today?
Lucius's hands.
Not
Lucius,
I see what you did there.
Just his hands. No,
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I think we made that joke too in Flumpscape. That's the worst part.
no, giving it to Connor for you're gonna open the door of infinite chaos? Go ahead. Click, closes the door, and just hi, how you doing, Gus?
It's all right.
For defeating a bone swarm, everybody gets like 1,000 experience. For defeating a floating spectral hand, everyone gets -5 experience.
All right. I stepped out of the room for 2 seconds to get a bottle of water. And just walking out of the room is like heaven. Just leaving the sweltering lava hole of my office. Okay. Who wants some experience?
I'll take EXP.
All right.
How much was the hand worth?
10 experience.
Each?
No, total. It was a 10 XP crawling claw, 2 HP. Okay, so for the Bone Swarm, which I feel like I got a lot more mileage out of that Bone Swarm than the previous one I used. Towards the end of the last campaign, you guys went down to that charnel room and all the pieces of...
Yeah.
I recognized it, yes.
Yeah, okay. So for killing that and 1 crawling claw, everybody's taking 1477. 1477 experience points. And there are more monsters in here yet to fight. And somewhere along the line, I deleted Alexander's image from my little experience sheet. I don't know how I did that. Must have accidentally highlighted the cell at some point, and I typed something into it. So I'm sorry, Alexander, you no longer exist.
That's weird.
Who wants to go
What
first?
if I just concentrate on myself really hard?
Oh, that would probably work. That'd be okay.
Just can't leave the chaos room anymore.
I can go.
Gus.
All right, neutral good. I must be a benefactor and strive to leave things in a better state than I found it. For kind of, I guess, at least until we fought the Bone Swarm and he ran right up into it, and then the Bone Swarm killed him. But for me, babying Yashnars.
So, being a good aligned character, how does Gustavus feel about how y'all did Yashnars?
I mean, like, it's what Yashnars wanted, but, like, he feels really bad about the whole,
Well,
like,
to be
popping head like a
clear,
melon.
Yashnars wanted it because you guys magically manipulated him.
Oh, right. Gus doesn't feel too happy about it, I guess.
No?
But, you know. I think Gus feels more broke up about accidentally, like, popping his head like a melon.
If it helps, he was already unconscious at that point.
Well, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh no, it's like, any, like, guilt Gus might have felt about the whole lying thing was just what it became moot after Gus accidentally murdered this man. Like, it was manslaughter. Committed manslaughter.
Gus.
Yeah.
I am going to deny your alignment blip because you're a good aligned character that feels extremely terrible about something that he just did. And this was... I mean, we're talking about... murder may be too strong of a word, but you did have a hand in orchestrating this man's death, did nothing to prevent it, and then dealt the killing blow. So sleep well.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Gus is going to have nightmares for a very long time. Ideal, my companions are my support structure, and I must do what I can to protect them from themselves for boldly going in every room and stepping in every trap.
You didn't get in every trap. We've avoided some traps so far. Lucius
Every
got
trap.
the one trap.
Every trap that we've found.
And anything else?
The video. Well, I have another one. Neutral good. I must be a benefactor and all that for inquiring about, for attempting with the rope to try and test the limits of the food room to see if we could somehow maybe get them out. In addition to that, asking Alexander to inquire about them.
I'll tell you
maybe
what.
we could get...
I will give you your alignment blip this week on the condition that next week you have a different alignment and a different outlook on what that alignment means. The reason I'm saying that is because Gus is a good aligned character and did all of the terrible things on purpose and then one terrible thing on accident. For him to rationalize this in a way that's going to earn a blip this week is going to require you come in next week with a changed outlook on ethics and morality.
No.
It doesn't matter what you change your alignment to, just...
Then no. Gus is not going to, like the Yashnars thing is something he really does feel bad about. So.
Okay.
That's fine. But no, just the ideal in the video.
The rest of you aren't good aligned characters at all.
Nope.
Connor is.
Oh, Connor is. That's right. I'm sorry, Connor.
Well, we could absolutely talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
All right.
So I have alignment neutral good. Good acts exist beyond the realms of order and chaos. And I said for bullshitting his way through signing the contract.
Okay.
But you want to talk about Yashnars, so let's talk about Yashnars.
So you're a good aligned character, and you did just... You had a hand in orchestrating this person's destruction for your own gain.
Mm-hmm.
How is Connor rationalizing this?
Well, good acts exist beyond the realms of order and chaos. And as for as horrible as this murder may appear to be, this is what we agreed to. This is what we signed on for. Remember, Connor was the only one of the group saying, okay, there's a greater good to be had here of getting Yashnars out of this temple.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to put a pillow over his face to do it, it's worth it.
Okay.
You come back
So-
to that.
Now... So what you're saying now, like we're leaning into like the ends justify the means territory. The end was so important in this case that no matter what you had to do to get there was worth doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a good outcome at the end of this.
So I'm gonna make you the same deal that I made Gus, but I'll relax it a little more because you haven't told me that Connor specifically feels terrible about his hand in it.
No, he doesn't feel terrible about his hand in it.
So I will change, or I'll give you your alignment blip for this week if you change your outlook on what neutral good means to incorporate some element of the ends justify the means. If you can rewrite your outlook on neutral good in a way that fits this kind of new description of it, I'm willing to give you your blip for this week. You just got to come in next week with a new phrase for me.
All right, I will think that over then, see if I can do that.
Okay? Well, you're agreeing to do that?
Yep.
Okay, so I can give you the credit for the blip for this week. What else you got for me?
Ideals. I must warn everyone of the very real dangers of Fae and Fiends, of Fae and Undead, and Fae and other monsters, for saying the treasure hoard was Fae-related bullshit, and that they're probably tricking us, but also probably double bluffing against us, and that is typical shit Fae would do.
Anything else?
Flaws, subtlety, diplomacy are not in my lexicon for hitting on and then immediately rejecting Lucius.
Okay. And who's next?
Oh no.
Lucius, you're not a good aligned character, so I have
No, I'm not.
I have no thought to grill you at all for what happened to Yashnars.
I have my alignment, lawful neutral, take your place in society and work well for your fellow people, take care of your own. For kind of taking the lead going through here, because he was, like, everyone else is having trouble seeing in here, so Lucius took it upon himself to make sure that, lead the way to make sure nothing that they were facing was going to, catch us unawares.
And then Porn caught you unawares.
And then porn caught me.
Gross.
I have my ideal, knowledge is paramount, for being the first person into the chaos room to grab the book.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I got.
And Alexander, you're also lawful neutral, so I have no qualms with the terrible, terrible thing you did to everybody's favorite NPC.
Right. Okay. So, what do we got here? We have my... Alright, so we have the ideal, the dead deserve dignity for dealing with Yashnar's body.
Mm-hmm.
We have the flaw, I'm sure we can handle this, for, trying to just walk into the chaos room and use the book assuming it would work, which somehow it did. And got lawful neutral, always be willing to take the law into your own hands, but no further, for not really interrupting any of the stuff going on with that contract at the beginning.
Okay.
I was considering speaking out, but just let him sign it.
It's not really a contract, it was just paperwork for record-keeping purposes.
Okay.
Just who had the most creative solution to a problem this week?
That was Alexander for saying, let's just wish up a book with all the solutions to the problems here.
And who furthered the party's goals the most?
was Lucius. For
No,
that was
not party goals. No, 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 no. We gave it to Gus for your murdering Yashnars.
Yep.
Rick. Can I decline a blip?
No. It's yours to cherish. You can spend it on something really dumb next week.
Okay.
Who was the badass?
Lucius for taking the lead.
And intangibles.
So disappointed. It's Connor for when they said, "Hey, let's open the room of infinite chaos." Connor was like, "You know what? You guys have fun. Close the door."
And Lucius has our straw poll for the week. I'm assuming for the porn room. Is my assumption.
Let's be fair. Sex sells.
While I was designing this dungeon, I was thinking a lot about the adventures that Keelan had and what he might take from those adventures and incorporate into his vault, knowing that other people would try to be breaking in. And you know what? Keelan, we've established what was a kinky mofo.
No, he was worse than kinky.
He had the assless chaps.
So
He had a cowboy hat on.
I'm sorry that I had to invent D&D Pornhub for this adventure to work, but I feel like my hand was forced.
He said, I know you designed this dungeon, and he doesn't have control over Keelan anymore, but the resentment is growing.
It's still McDohl's fault. Is that what you're saying?
The truly hilarious thing is, the last session, he forced me to change Keelan's alignment. Chaotic good.
Well, yeah, but that was many, many years ago now. You know what Rowan Darkwood's alignment was?
Chaotic good.
Chaotic good. So we're level 9, is that correct? So blips are worth 533?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alex, you have 6 blips. You just earned 4. You can roll all of those over.
That's 533.
533 each. Connor, same thing. You had 6. You earned 4. Gus, you had 6. You just earned 3. Lucius, you had 4 and you earned 4. Are you going to come in next week with 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're rolling over 2. Everybody's got 6 blips. And that's it. I have to go do my dishes and start cooking my dinner. When we come back next week, you don't have to solve anything else in this dungeon because you have the book with all the solutions in it. Let's see how far that gets you.
It can't backfire in any way possible.
All right, I'll see everybody next Sunday.